Hello and welcome to the How-To Guide channel. I'm going to start off simple by just teaching you guys how to clean skateboard bearings. And let's get started. Here's what you need. Obviously a skateboard with filthy bearings, something to take it apart with, non-lint paper towels, 90% or higher isopropyl alcohol, or you can use acetone. Acetone's just as good, or carburetor cleaner, and something to put your bearings in to shake it around. Alright, so let's get started. We are going to take the skateboard apart. Turn the bolts to the left, counterclockwise, and when it's taken apart, I will get back to you. Alright, we have the skateboard, well, longboard, taken completely apart. Just like that. And you want to make sure you take your spacers out too. You good? Alright. Pour you some alcohol in here, maybe half an inch, just enough to cover the bearings. There you go. Okay. And essentially put the bearing in there. But one thing I want to point out, and this may not be necessary, but you want to take the ball retainers off, which are these little rings that are around the bearings. All you do is take a very small screwdriver or your nail and you pop it off. Yep, so, which you only need to take the retainers off if your bearings are very dirty. And these, however, are not extremely dirty. If you do this at least a couple times a year, you won't need to take them off. But yeah. Alright. Alright, so you want to put them in here, swish it around, get them all soaked, maybe take them out and spin them while they're wet. And while they're soaking, what we're going to do is clean the axles and the wheels. So, which really, you can just wipe the dirt off, or you can dip it in the alcohol and wipe it off. Whatever you prefer. There you go. Just like that. Then take your wheels, insert the rag, swipe. Very easy, just to get excess crud from re-entering your bearings. And after these soak, I'll show you how to lubricate it. And what I'm using is Bones lubricant to re-lubricate them. Alright, so take each bearing out of the solution and spin it to make sure you get it all over the bearings. And do them one by one, spinning them to get the solution mixed into the bearing. One thing I wanted to point out was the better reason of using alcohol over acetone or other solutions is it evaporates quickly, so you don't have a problem with buildup in your bearings of the solution. And one thing you want to make sure of is to get all of it dry before re-lubricating your bearings, because you can end up with non-lubricated spots. So just go in and make sure all of them are dry, spin it out, wipe both sides off, get in there with your nail, get everything out. once it's completely dry, we'll show you how to lubricate them. Alright guys, the solvent is all dry from the bearings. And what I want you to do now is a spin test to make sure. What you do is you spin your bearings. They need to spin for at least, 3 or 4 seconds, but hopefully longer depending on what kind of bearing you have. And once you spin test all of them and they all look good, what you want to do is take your speed cream, ball speed cream, and go directly right here. You want to apply 1 to 2 drops, very little, to your bearing. And once you do that, you want to spin it. Get it all up in there. And you notice it will slow down a little bit when you first put the lubricant in. That's because it has to break down. When you skate on it for a while, it'll break down and get even faster. But yep, do that to all of them. And spin them. And then after you spin them, you want to clean them off. All that excess lubricant you want to wipe off so it doesn't get really, really dirty. So just take a rag and wipe it off, Also, one thing is your axles. You always want to put just a little bit on your axles and wipe that off. Keeps them clean and greased, because sometimes your bearings are going to want to spin on the axle, so you want to keep them lubed so it doesn't damage anything.